are you, Brett?
Pretty good. How are you?
Is there some gray in that beard there?
Oh yeah, that's what happens why I hadn't been growing it out.
Alrighty, I've got 4:30 p.m. and I'll call this special meeting to order. Alright, we'll begin with the pledge. Mr. Chapman, will you lead the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lisa, any delegation? Nope. Alrighty. Alrighty, we'll move to new business 2023-2024 school calendar. Dr. Minnie, do you have any?
Mr. Fraser worked on this group of folks. We've got the calendar in front of you. We've also provided a calendar of Calhouns. You'll see that in order for us to stay pretty close to Calhouns, we would like to do that because of the Career Center. The Career Center, anytime that we have a discrepancy in our calendars, we have to, have folks down there without kids or folks here without kids. So we're looking to stay pretty close in that timeline with them. There's several other counties that use this, Upshur being one of them, but several other counties use something similar to this. You can see we have professional meeting days starting on August 10th. We got 3 days that we can do professional development with our staff and meetings to provide our beginning of the year meeting and updates and policy reviews. And then the teachers have the standard preparation day on 8/15. And then we have a complete professional learning day on Wednesday, the 16th. And then actual first day with students would be 8/17. So our first day with students would be 8/17. We would roll until the first holiday there. We would have a holiday there, I'm thinking that's Labor Day weekend, and then go a long period without an additional break. The students would get a break on the PL day, which is 10/9, where we could look at our school level data, our first benchmark data, things like that. That would happen on 10/9, but that would be 8/17. Really going all the way into from 9/4 until 11/10 without a holiday, which that would be Veterans Day. With the students would actually have a PL day there. They would get a rest in the month of October for a day, have a long weekend. We would have a traditional Thanksgiving break with the out of calendar days and holiday being 11/23, and then come back the week of Monday, the 11/27, and go all the way until the 21st of December, with the PL day being on the 22nd of December, and the students' last day before Christmas break being on December 21st. We would have, again, a traditional Christmas break. One thing to note on that calendar that Calhoun gave us, they are taking an additional day on 1/2 to do professional learning that we have not decided to do. We've decided to come back on the 2nd and then go straight back into teaching and learning. We then would have an OS day on 1/12 with a kind of a holiday on 1/12 and 1/15. And kind of be like a long weekend. That'd be a Friday and a Monday, so that'd be a 4-dayer. And then we go again until the same setup for students would be 2/16 and an OS day. And that would be a little break in February. Be a 4-day weekend in February. And then on to a traditional spring break. That spring break would be starting on 4/1, and we wouldn't come back to school until 4/9. So we would then roll to 5/13, which is a Monday OS day, and an election day on 5/14. And that is one of the things that Calhoun had too. And the reason being is we thought we'd catch a lot of staff and a lot of students would take that day to make a 4-day weekend, so we put an OS day there. And then, of course, we would totally end on 5/24. And then we would have a holiday for Memorial Day, and then the teacher prep day, and of course, the parent-teacher conference day is already worked off. So our last day for teachers would then be, the last day for students would be 5/24, the last day for teachers would be 5/28. And then, of course, we've got those 3 OS days built at the end that if we would happen to have a really bad winter, we have in our schedule, the way our schedule currently is, we have 5 bank days. We also have 5 MTID days, or snow day packets. So it would take a considerable amount of school off to have to use those. Not saying it couldn't happen. We might have a bad winter finally one time. It's been kind of mild, so I think we took one snow day this year.
We need mud days instead of snow days.
Yeah. So, I don't know if there's any comments, concerns. It's pretty close to our current calendar, the way it's set up. A few little things different. It matches what Calhoun's already got theirs approved. It matches all but one day at Calhoun's, which is really good for the Career Center and our students that go there. It's got traditional holidays in it. It's got professional learning days throughout the year built into it to do things that we need to do. It seems like a pretty good start. I don't know if we'll have any additional comments, but
Make a motion to approve the 23-24 school calendar.
no, this is just a reading. This is just a meeting to put it out for public comment, right?
All right,
So we've got to have 2 or 3 public comment meetings, and then we'll approve it.
all right. So do we recess or do we adjourn or?
Okay.
As one more little couple little things. We got a little bit of the public here, and Tyson's here, but we did run this by the students at the high school. Naisha took it to the student groups, 2 or 3 different student groups. I haven't heard any negative feedback from that, and additional comments. Tyson, do you have any comments?
The only thing that I was looking at, is those OS days at the end of the year are days that cannot be worked. So nobody can work those days. Those are part of the 200-day contracts of custodians. I don't even think the central office, documenting the central office, I don't even think can operate on those OS days. So it really makes it a pinch when we're getting ready for summer school. We're closing things down at the end of the year. You have to have 4 of those days after the 130th day. I don't know, just those days are kind of valuable.
I think what he's saying is that if we would move some of those OS days, the days right before summer school break are valuable days. The outside the school environment days, you gotta have 6 of them built in. Traditionally, I think we've kept them in the calendar because they can be used if snow days are used.
And then you're messing with spring break if you have to use them. So there's pros and cons to it.
But it is nice to have a spring break, a little one at least guaranteed. So it might not be, you know, like if you're, your Easter break, I mean, your spring break, if you had a bad winter, at least you have 2 or 3 days of spring break. So that could be one thing that we look at if we. That's all I've got. I did give you 2 calendars. I'll let you compare Calhoun's. Lewis, we gotta kinda coordinate with Lewis, but we haven't heard back from Lewis. We just gotta make that coordination happen. But as far as an original draft, the first draft, if you've got any comments or would like anything added, we'll take that note in our Colts and Pats meeting. We'll discuss that. Maybe we can talk about some of those things too.
Any comments on the calendar, Nasia?
I do. I met with 2 different focus groups at school, and both of the focus groups were very complimentary of the calendar. Middle school focus group, high school focus group. I looked at homeroom representatives and then class officers. So I've met with all of them, scheduled a time. And on the high school side, their comment was that they were very grateful to have that those long weekends together. They liked the pairing up of those weekends, and they were very grateful for it. So they thought it was good.
I like that too.
It's nice to get a break, and that can help with lots of different things like student discipline and so on and so forth when they get a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
We're also trying to be very strategic and about how we look at attendance and identifying days where students miss and trying to do things that prevent that. Because believe it or not, with our chronically absent rate, we've dropped it significantly already.
Saw that.
And if we gain 4 or 5 days, we can have a significant drop with that accountability data. One of those days can be just built in by adding that OS day 513. That would be a traditional day everybody took off. You'd have that day and then the election day, that's a Monday. Everybody take a 4-day weekend whether they got it or not.
Yeah.
So those are the types of things we're trying to do to set up to help our accountability data.
Anybody have anything else? All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn the meeting. Is there any further discussion of the main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries.